Praise be to Allah. Thank you. With the name Allah, that is with the name of God, the name of God, the gracious, the compassionate, and giving praise and thanks to Him for the last and universal messenger, Muhammad, to the Muslims, and as a mercy to all the worlds. And we also pray peace and blessings of God be on us. May Allah bless us. Ameen. First, I would like to say that I'm one of you who will anticipate this evening every year. I anticipate being here and joining you every year. Since I witnessed the first one, I've been just anxious to come again. And and as we were coming into this area here, I said, "Hey, what have you done here?" I said, you got a new thing here. I remember the place we've been having where the evening of elegance had been staged, and I came in this area here, and it looked, you know, just a little. So so I said, boy, I wish I had known this. I would have put on my tux. I bought one, you know. I bought me one. It stays in the closet. I got it there, just waiting for the special occasions. But I remember last time I was here, I sat by some brothers, and they were dressed like they were from the desert. So I thought I was okay tonight. But I wish I had on my tux tonight. Please excuse me. I would like to, I hope I can do it in 5 minutes. I believe I can. I would like to just bring to your mind, most of us, I believe, are aware of it, just how wrong we can be sometimes in judging each other. You know, I'm speaking right now when I'm speaking. Praise be to Allah. Thank you. With the name Allah, that is with the name of God, the name of God, the gracious, the compassionate, and giving praise and thanks to Him for the last and universal messenger, Muhammad, to the Muslims, and as a mercy to all the worlds. And we also pray peace and blessings of God be on us. May Allah bless us. Ameen. First, I would like to say that I'm one of you who will anticipate this evening every year. I anticipate being here and joining you every year. Since I witnessed the first one, I've been just anxious to come again. And and as we were coming into this area here, I said, "Hey, what have you done here?" I said, you got a new thing here. I remember the place we've been having where the evening of elegance had been staged, and I came in this area here, and it looked, you know, just a little. So so I said, boy, I wish I had known this. I would have put on my tux. I bought one, you know. I bought me one. It stays in the closet. I got it there, just waiting for the special occasions. But I remember last time I was here, I sat by some brothers, and they were dressed like they were from the desert. So I thought I was okay tonight. But I wish I had on my tux tonight. Please excuse me. I would like to, I hope I can do it in 5 minutes. I believe I can. I would like to just bring to your mind, most of us, I believe, are aware of it, just how wrong we can be sometimes in judging each other. You know, I'm speaking right now, what I'm speaking of is the religion. For Muslims, it's Islam, or al-Islam as it is in the holy book of the Muslims. For the Christians, it's Christianity. For the Asians, it's Hinduism, Buddhism, and several religions. And if I hadn't done some reading on the religions of Asia, after watching television for the last 8 years or more and seeing Asians projected on television, I would think the religion of Asians is all about tying your legs around your neck or seeing how far you can stretch your limbs, you know. I wouldn't know what they believe in. And believe me, most of us don't know what Muslims believe in. We have gotten the wrong image of Muslims from people who practice exercises, like the yoga people, you know. So we have seen the fads of the religion. We've seen people who grab something, idea, and they run away, they got a fad, and they call it by the religious name. But most Americans have not seen real Muslims. The people you're among tonight who feel very comfortable with you, Christians, they are real Muslims. Their spirit is true Muslim. A true Muslim has no problem blending in and mixing with any decent, modest, as Brother Imam Shuaib said earlier, modest human being, a person. A Muslim really, if he knows himself, he knows his religion, he understands what he should be about, a Muslim appreciates a person being a good Christian. And many Christians think Muslims, they want to get rid of Christians. They want to get rid of Christians. They want to change all the churches to their mosque. That's not so. That's not so at all. Our holy book tells us that if God had wanted the people to be all one and the same, he would have made it that way. But he left us free to choose. And he sent prophets from the time of Adam all the way down to the present time, the time of Muhammad, the last prophet. He sent prophets, and the people made their choices. Some communities have strayed away. Some communities are sticking to the original way. Some people misrepresent. Some people truly represent. They're good and bad in all of us. I'm not speaking this now. I'm speaking from the Holy Book. This is not my talk. I'm speaking from our Holy Book. They're good and bad in all. And we should be all about advancing good for the whole of mankind. That's the teachings of our Holy Book for the Muslim. Say, go as in a race to promote all that is good and excellence for man. All that is good and excellent for man. Go as in a race. In other words, the people who claim to believe in God, Christians, Jews, Muslims, and others, God invites us to compete with each other, but to compete with each other in the spirit of love for the human being, love for the humanity. In the spirit of advancing to advance the good, to advance the good against the bad, to advance excellence against vulgarity and cheap things and ugly things. So this is the real religion. And if you don't have that, you miss the real essence of the religion. We pray, we have essential things that we have to do, practices that we have, such as praying and fasting in the month of fast, comes around once a year, giving in charity as a duty, and other essentials, other bases of our religion. We have those things. But you can do all those things and lack the real spirit of the Muslim, the real spirit of the religion. And really all those things amount to nothing but just formalities, rituals with no life. Yes. Do we have an example of that in Prophet Muhammad saying the traditions of our prophet? Yes. There was a man that some others introduced to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and they said this man is the man that observes all the duties. He fasts all the time. He prays all the time. He never misses his prayer and all that. Prophet Muhammad said, who supports him? They said, we do. He said, then you're better than he is. That was the answer of our prophet. He said, who supports him? They say, we do. Then you're better than he is. Now look, if we apply that to all Muslim preachers and all Christian preachers who are doing nothing but going through rituals and not doing anything to hold up the structures of society and see that people have jobs, we'll eliminate a lot of them, wouldn't we? We'll eliminate a lot of And not only Jews too, we got saints and people who think that just to walk piously along and perform some ritual, they're angels, they're better than the rest of us. But according to our prophet, no. The person who's trying to do something to improve life of people, who's trying to do something to make sure that you have a place to stay and bread on your table, these necessities of life, the person who's contributing to people having those necessities of life, they are better than the person who's performing all the rituals but are neglecting that. So if you can understand that much about Muslims, you understand more than most people understand about Muslims in America, because when they introduce Muslim in America, he's a fanatic, or he's got too much money, or pimping or something like that, or he's blowing up someplace, he's blowing up the embassy or something, or he's going through some ritual, Allahu Akbar, Allah, and you don't know what he's saying, and you think he's nuts. Yeah, that's how the Muslim is introduced in America. I hope some of you will be fortunate enough to watch some of the good programs that appear on television, cable television, I believe. Islam in Focus, an excellent program, very excellent program. Muslims are gradually coming into the media, buying into the media, and I hope one day we can turn on the tube, the television, and see the right projection, the right image of Muslims. Because Muslims are here to stay. We've been here 1,400 years. We haven't been dying, we've been growing. And no matter what people say, we are here to stay. Muslims are here to stay. And let me tell you something, African American people. I didn't come here to talk to no black folks tonight. Because this ain't black, man. This is good. And that's the way I like it. You know, it can be white and bad. It can be black and bad. But this is good, and that's the way I see it. I don't see it black or white. I just see it good. But I would like to say to you who are African Americans, if you got a right to claim a heritage, you got a right to claim Islam, because Islam is as much in your past as Africa. Don't forget that. That's the truth. That is the historical truth. All right? Okay. And if you go over there, you better learn how to say Assalamu alaikum, because if you travel a few hundred miles, you're going to run into somebody and you won't know how to greet them. Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. That's the way you greet your African brothers and sisters. 50% of them, that's the way you greet them. Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. Now, in my conclusion, I want to bring out another point. Muslim nations themselves are just coming into their life again. You have to understand that for many centuries, Muslim nations have been under colonial rule. It's just with 1947 or so, they began to come out from under colonial rule. 1950 saw a lot of Muslim nations, and in the early 60s saw a lot of Muslim nations come out from under colonial rule. So under colonial rule, not only was the environment colonized, influenced by the colonizers, but the institutions of the Muslims were taken over by the colonizers. And their teachings were brought under the direction of the colonizers. Their own teachings, their religious teachings. So what we have seen in the world for the last several hundred years have not been free Muslims. Now, the first focus we see on what is happening as a resurgence, as a rebirth in Islam, the first focus right there on the people that are really having a political thing, not a religious thing. They focus on the political thing, the conflict between Iran and Iraq, the conflict between the Iranians and some of their neighbors, Iranians' displeasure, grievances with the United States. All that's political. That's not religious. They're not focusing on the religion. If they would focus on the religion, you would see a great different picture. But this is what we see. Now, what I'm going to say here, lastly, scholars, during that long period and even now, there are scholars, Western scholars, Orientalists, who think they know our religion better than Muslims who live it, they speak the language. First, how can I know Judaism better than a Jew if I can't even speak Judaism? If I can't even speak Hebrew? I don't know a word of Yiddish. And I'm going to know the religion of a Jew better than the Jew? How? And likewise, no one can come and claim to be a scholar of our religion and interpret our holy book and say, hey, this is what the Muslims believe, unless he has a good understanding of the Arabic language. So there's unintentional misrepresentation of our religion, because Westerners think they can just read anything and make conclusions. Excuse me, please. And then there's intentional misrepresentation of the religion. Intentional misrepresentation of religion. People who are just fanatical, and they're crusading against the religion. They don't know it really, but they just hate it. They think it's out to compete with them. Our holy book says we have no contention with the people of the book, with Jews and Christians. That's not what we're all about. And the Christians and the Jews should have none with us. That's our holy book. Now, so the scholar makes a mistake because he's ignorant of the religion and the language of the holy book. Another, in the early 60s, saw a lot of Muslim nations come out from under colonial rule. So under colonial rule, not only was the environment colonized, influenced by the colonizers, but the institutions of the Muslims were taken over by the colonizers. And their teachings were brought under the direction of the colonizers. Their own teachings, their religious teachings. So what we have seen in the world for the last several hundred years have not been free Muslims. Now, the first focus we see on what is happening as a resurgence, as a rebirth in Islam, the first focus right there on the people that are really having a political thing, not a religious thing. They focus on the political thing, the conflict between Iran and Iraq, the conflict between the Iranians and some of their neighbors, Iranians' displeasure, grievances with the United States. All that's political. That's not religious. They're not focusing on the religion. If they would focus on the religion, you would see a great different picture. But this is what we see. Now, what I'm going to say here, lastly, scholars, during that long period and even now, there are scholars, Western scholars, Orientalists, who think they know our religion better than Muslims who live it. They speak the language. First, how can I know Judaism better than a Jew if I can't even speak Judaism? If I can't even speak Hebrew? I don't know a word of Yiddish. And I'm going to know the religion of a Jew better than a Jew? How? And likewise, no one can come and claim to be a scholar of our religion and interpret our holy book and say, hey, this is what the Muslims believe, unless he has a good understanding of the Arabic language. So there's unintentional misrepresentation of our religion, because Westerners think they can just read anything and make conclusions. Excuse me, please. And then there's intentional misrepresentation of the religion. Intentional misrepresentation of religion. People who are just fanatical, and they're crusading against the religion. They don't know it really, but they just hate it. They think it's out to compete with them. Our holy book says we have no contention with the people of the book, with Jews and Christians. That's not what we're all about. And the Christians and the Jews should have none with us. That's our holy book. Now, so the scholar makes a mistake because he's ignorant of the religion and the language of the holy book. Another scholar does it intentionally. And all of this comes down to us as authentic scholarly work on the teachings of Islam. I picked up a book from a very creditable bookstore on Islam, and the very title of the book let me know that the person who wrote that book knew absolutely nothing about our religion. If he knew something about our religion, he was out to discredit it, and discredit it in a very shameful way. So understand that what you have gotten has been the fallout of crusades, hundreds of years of crusades, propaganda, ugly propaganda. And Muslims have to be aware too that we have gotten some ugly propaganda against Christians. And we both have to be more sincere now with each other and try to see each other and know each other as we exist. And then we can coexist together in a better situation and work together to promote all that is good for the good of ourselves and for the good of the whole humanity. Peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, greetings. We're there with you. Brother, this is how we operate. You understand me? This is how we operate. And we're good at it. Because we've been living it. So we don't have to go find something and doctor it and make people believe, say, that Imam Word Muhammad is this or was this, and we are this and we was this. No. We live it. We practice it. We learn. And we continue. You understand? And we will continue, God willing, inshallah. And our children and our grandchildren and our communities all around the world. May I tell you, man. You know what I mean? Now listen good and listen carefully.
Where do you think white supremacy comes from?
Yeah, in the Western tradition, white supremacy comes from the church. That's the problem that many of us have with the church. Besides other things, besides the entertainment culture with the church, besides the theological problems that we have, white supremacy was supported by the church, and there's no Christian that can deny that unless they don't live, unless they've just been in a coma for the past 2,000 years, just now waking up like what? So what do I mean by that? We were told it's in the Bible right now. Go get you a copy. That Ham was the son of Noah. Noah had 3 sons: Shem, Japheth, and Ham. Noah gets drunk. Now, this is rejected in Islamic tradition, by the way. Noah gets drunk after the flood. He passes out naked. One son, Ham, sees his father in that condition. And in some of the lore, says that he laughed. The other two, but in the Bible, as like the King James Version, it just gives it that he looked on him. He saw his father naked. He told the other 2 brothers, which suggests that he didn't cover his father up. Because if he just saw him like that and went and told his brothers, it suggests by indirect reference or like a hint that he didn't really see it as serious. He went, like if you see your brother shame, this is Islamic teaching and this is Judeo-Christian teaching. If you see the shame of someone exposed, you're supposed to cover them up. You don't go tell somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So this is given by implication. He went and told his brothers, and they went and covered him up. It didn't say that he went with him to cover him up. He didn't went to go ask them for a blanket. He was off shooting dice. So this is the story, you know what I'm saying? So Noah wakes up, and he realizes what was done by his son, and he curses, but he doesn't curse Ham directly. He says, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves, and he will be a slave to his brothers. Japheth will be," it says that Japheth will be living in the tents of Shem. So Japheth is one brother, and he will be dwelling in the tents of Shem, and Shem will be over both brothers. So there's sort of a hierarchy established. Ham will be the slave of both Japheth and Shem. Japheth will be over Ham, but he will be dwelling in tents that are owned by Shem, which says then that Shem will be the owner of the dwelling places of Japheth, and he will be over Ham. Now read the Bible yourself. After this, it goes into the genealogy of the nations after the time of Noah. The Shem becomes the Semitic people. This is their book. And the Shem, in Hebrew, the scene, the Arabic scene is sheen. It's a SH sound. In other words, Shem, from his lineage comes Abraham, who's the first Hebrew, and we know who comes from Abraham according to biblical genealogy. Japheth, his offspring becomes the Gentiles, the Europeans. They say Gentile nowadays. They say, well, Gentile means a non-Jew. That's not in the Bible. The Gentile is the Europeans. Okay, this is a fact. Gomer, who's the father of the Germans, and several others, the fathers of the Celtics, the fathers of the Italians. All of that's actually mentioned in the Bible. Who's the sons of Ham? Canaan, Mizraim, Egypt, the Ethiopians. So it's very clear. And I've actually read this now. When I was young and searching for stuff, I read the rabbinical commentaries where they say, yeah, the sons of Ham are these Africans. So this is, seriously, and this crept into Islam too. The Muslims aren't, like Ibn Khaldun and the rest of them. Now, there's some justification on it. Like Abdullah bin Hamid Ali wrote a nice book on well, I forget what he called it, the Negro in Arab Muslim conscious. But there were others who had accepted this notion of the inferiority of the blacker races. But this is not in the Quran. This is in Muslim scholarship. This is in biblical commentary, and is hinted at very directly in the Bible. This is actually corrected in the Quran. Allah says in the Quran, لَقَدْ كَرَمْنَا بَنِي Adam. Indeed, we made noble and honorable all the sons of Adam. And the argument is, how can Noah, first of all, this story is not even mentioned in the Quran. It's rejected in Islamic tradition. How can a prophet Noah curse one of the sons of Adam? All human beings are the descendants of Adam, and we all inherit the nobility and honor and dignity that God gave that first man Adam. And that first man Adam was created as an intellect with the ability to make use of the world, so on and so forth. So we all inherit that. So this is rejected in Islam. But there were Muslims who followed Satan, and they accepted this. So when you have a writer, and I mentioned this before early on when we first started recording, like Ahmed Baba, he's in Timbuktu. He's writing a treatise rejecting the idea that God would curse the generations of the sons of Noah because that's against God's justice, so on and so forth. But if he has to write a treatise about this, obviously this idea was in vogue amongst the Muslims. You get what I'm saying? So and it's still among the Muslims. Let's be clear. Racism, the enslavement of blacks, is strongest in the Muslim world. You don't see it in the white world anymore. It's the strongest amongst the Muslims. So the Muslims, but that's why they're being punished. You tell me what Muslim country you can look at in the world and you want to move to, unless you must have just got out of a coma. You don't, all of this advance we got right now, you want to go live in the middle of the desert somewhere, eating monkey palm or something. You have at it. But what I'm saying is, Islam in the Quran and in the authentic tradition of the Prophet, prayers and peace be upon him, is clear. It's clear. In the Western world, because we're talking about white supremacy was advanced because of this idea. And along with this idea, obviously, we have the presentation of Jesus Christ as a white man. Like I said the other day when we were having this discussion, if you ask any person, not a black person, any person here, close your eyes and I say God, I say angel, I say Jesus, Mary, more than likely a white man comes up in their mind. So we think that that's just wrong towards black people. But what we have to be realistic about, the white man sees the same image. He becomes convinced that he's a deity subconsciously, and you become convinced that he's a deity subconsciously. And I can't tell you how, may it be the roughest, toughest brother. I've had this happen just nonstop. As soon as a white man comes into the room, he totally switches up. He doesn't talk the same. He's, yes, sir. I'm happy to see it. When they like, what's up, nigga? But when the white man come, he all clean and perky. So he has an inferiority complex impressed upon him. And the white man, now he overheard him talking like that before he was walking to the room. He heard you acting like a smooth criminal. And he saw you perk up when he came around. So he knows like, oh, this is my, you see what I'm saying? So this is a problem. It's a psychological problem. It's a problem embedded in our in our subconscious, and we have to cleanse ourselves of it. And I don't believe that the church is situated to do it. I don't believe that the biblical tradition is situated to do it. The church and the Bible tradition, even amongst our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, they're reading the King James Version of the Bible, the same one that was used to put us in slavery. I think, and I think that needs to be, there's more to be said about that. There's nothing that can cleanse the filth that's been put in our psychology other than the Quran, the pure language of the Quran. It will liberate us. I don't even want to say Islamic tradition, because we see where these brothers go. They got the same inferiority complex, so they want to become Arabs. This white supremacy, just transfer. Again, the brother said, what I say, back of the bus to the back of the camel, same thing. What would make a brother in the middle of New York City in wintertime want to wear sandals? Other than somebody has warped his mind. Now, that brother was wearing Timberlands 10 years ago. Now he's a Muslim. In the winter, he want to wear sandals with no lotion. It's like, come on, brother. This don't even make no sense. So the Quran invites us to good sense, common sense. It invites us to good sense, common sense. It invites us to human sense. It invites us to human intelligence. And the people of the Bible know this. The big church people, they know. They know this. This is history and this is their own work. The Pope blessed the first slave ships. That's why Pope John Paul II, he apologized years later. They know what they did. However, they have a political interest. The church has a political interest. The church has an economic interest. They have a role to serve. So they're not going to tell you become Muslim. Mahatma Gandhi asked Dr. King's mentor, why didn't black people consider becoming Muslims? When he went to visit him, Howard Thurman, when he visited Gandhi, Gandhi asked him, why don't you all consider Islam? Because Gandhi himself, now he's a Hindu, but they have the caste system too, where the blacks are the untouchables, etc. And you rise up the higher, the lighter skin or higher up the caste. But he told Howard Thurman that Islam doesn't really have this race problem because he understood Islam, if there is a race problem for Muslims, it's because of the instability of the mind of the Muslim people, the people who are claiming Islam, the jahiliyyah, the ignorance in the heart of the Muslims. It's not because of the teachings of Islam.
Yes, my brother. You see? So, as we continue bringing right information, correct information, and removing hostility from Eric Muhammad and people like Eric Muhammad. Because a person of his stature should know absolutely better. Should know that. But to just condemn one of his own because he did not accept him as his teacher, his guide, his mentor, and his imam in al-Islam, provoked his spirit. And I'm trying to help him to retract that, because we do not stand for that kind of media international condemnation at all. And we won't do it. We won't stand for it. From yourself or from anyone else. Simple things. So we're going to take a little break and listen to this track.
I live for you and I live for me. I live to bring a message so that black man will be free. Black man, if you're black, you should be thinking black, eating black, sleeping black, walking black, buying black, drinking black, and...
Listen, it's yesteryears we come from, We not come up yesterday, the day before yesterday, and decide that we're going to do this or we're going to sit. No, star. I'm a student. I was a student. I still am a student. And I'm a Muslim. You understand? And Worthy Muhammad is being my imam. I tell you, man. Oh, this is my father, Prince Buster. Is in? Okay, Father Buster. Listen, good lyrics, man.
I live for you and I live for me. I live to bring a message so that black man will be free. Black man, if you're black, you should be thinking black, eating black, sleeping black, walking black, buying black, drinking black, and be proud that you're black. This is a message of a black man. Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress yet we seem to be lagging so far behind. Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our names, our language, or culture, or God and our religion. Here in Jamaica, all of our religious teachings we've gotten from the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now but rather after we die. Yet all of the years that we've been living, for us it's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that when the white man first gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China he robbed silk and gunpowder. From India he took manganese and rubber.
See? So we will revisit that because, you know, we have to be careful of YouTube. So you understand them English there? Serious English, you know. Wear yourself. And he embraced Al-Islam. Oh, did you know that? So, hear this. And this is today. Today. In the in America. What unite about it? In America.
So there has been a lot going on in the news.
And listen good and listen
regarding
carefully.
Diddy and Jay-Z.
I don't know
and
what
the
you're doing.
allegations.
I know what
are
we're
your
doing.
thoughts in general on that?
Yeah, this goes back to my comments on rap culture. You know what I'm saying? In the Quran, we are told that the life of this world is nothing but sport and play. And I think that what really comes to mind, to be honest, I'm trying not to say it, a very popular, well-respected African-American leader says that one day he was invited to another gathering of African-American leaders, political leaders. And to get straight to the point, he said he was so disappointed because after they met and they were trying to talk about, how to help the African-American community, he said at the end of the gathering, they were swapping wives, trading bedroom keys. Now, these are supposed to be the political leaders who are representing the interests of Black America in the highest levels of government and leadership in this nation. And he said, their problem is they're following white folks. So that's this world is sport and play. So many of us who are given the opportunity to ascend into leadership, to ascend into power, to ascend into influence, the higher you ascend, the more temptations come your way. And if you don't have moral strength, moral character, if you don't fear God, or if you're not in those positions of leadership on behalf of God's purpose, then the devil has plenty of things to take your attention away. I mean, he did it to Adam. In biblical tradition, he sought to seduce Jesus Christ in the wilderness. Upon him be peace. So this is real. This is a real world that we live in. So I believe that these rappers, people like Diddy, Jay-Z, though they say that the lady who said Jay-Z did whatever to her, she's lying, or her story doesn't hold up. But the reality is Jay-Z, he knew, he's friends, him and Puffy, he knew what Puffy was up to. T.D. Jakes, he knows what Puffy is up to. Let's just tell the whole story. A lot of these famous pastors, a lot of these famous politicians, a lot of these famous people, everybody knows what everybody does. I have a brother, I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning this, I won't mention his name. He used to be a driver for a lot of those popular people in the music industry. And he told me plenty of times before, he told me this a couple years ago, before this stuff even hit the fan. He said, man, those guys like boys more than they like women. That's common among them. We had a popular pastor here in the Atlanta area who was caught up with messing with young boys. He was a pastor. He leaves. The other pastor that takes his place cheats on his wife. So this is so unfortunately, there's a culture of corruption, moral corruption amongst the leadership. That's what I'm talking about specifically. And when I say leadership, I'm talking about church leaders, political leaders, and also people of influence, like people in the hip hop or entertainment world who are black. And the problem is, in our culture, they are lifted up. Oh, Diddy is worth $1 billion. Oh, Jay-Z and his wife, they're billionaires. Money in and of itself is seen as a value, or the highest of values to pursue. So these people are lifted up as icons, though the state of their moral character, their moral life, is as it says in the Quran, they're debased to the lowest of the low. They're lower than animals. Didn't they find it? What, they raid his house and they found a bunch of about 8,000 bottles of baby oil? It's like, what are you doing? So he's a freak. The girl that he was in a relationship with, she has a show on Revolt TV. And I watch everything. I try to keep up with the culture. And she's telling one guy, I forget who she was interviewing, and she's telling the girl how she loves to be urinated on. Now, this is a girl who millions of our sisters listen to in high school, in college. This is a young woman who's clearly lost, who clearly needs help. Because I don't know what type of urine you all are familiar with, but I know what my own urine smells like. You see what I'm saying? And this is supposed to be something attractive. So these people, they are really heathens, because they have followed the ways of the heathen world. They follow the ways of the heathen world. Now, I don't believe in condemning them, and that's not what I'm doing. I'm speaking with force against what they do, but they need to be saved. They need to be corrected. They need to be salvaged, because all human beings are salvageable. We have this in the Quran. Allah says in the Quran that the only sin that he doesn't forgive is associating partners with Allah, and that if we come to him with the earth full of sin, he can forgive them. So we don't ever want to make the mistake of condemning people. We want to always be fair. Yet at the same time, we have to be very careful about lifting these people up to be models for our future generations. So we can go on and on and on. I'm going to do a live on rap culture, black culture. It's not the whole of hip hop culture. It's not the whole of black culture, but I'm talking about the culture that's popularized, that most of our young people consume. It is death and destruction. It doesn't give us anything of value, anything of substance. And really what they're doing, they're actually playing out a script that's been written for them. They're bosses, because someone writes Diddy a check. Someone cuts Jay-Z a check. Someone cuts Beyonce a check. Someone cuts Oprah a check. They are playing into a bigger role that has been established for them. Tyler Perry, the same. Tyler Perry does some good, but at the same time, he's very consistent with negative messaging against the African American community. But more correctly, what I'm getting at, the messages that they put out fit into these tropes, these stereotypes. You know, the black wench, the black man who's a abusive gorilla. You know what I mean? The light-skinned guy who's the savior, and because he's closer to white, so he's more valuable, he's more gentle, he's more loving and kind, so on and so forth. So these people built great wealth, destroying our community. Even when R. Kelly got busted, though he should have been busted, look how they did it. They crucified him in the public by way of another black woman, Gayle King. And that meme went all around the world. He's standing up, oh, my career. And she's sitting there like, Robert. So she's the composed, rational African-American woman tearing down an African-American man before the eyes of the world. And she got her payday, got a big payday off of that. So we have always been used. We have always crucified. You know, in the slavery days, many times it wasn't a white who would whip us. They would get another black to whip us in front of the other blacks. So we don't know how depth, you can't, as it was said in the first, you can't fathom the depths of Satan. He will do little things or things that appear to be so small, but they have a powerful effect on your psychology and your psychological development. Now, on the R. Kelly issue, and this may be true for the Diddy and the rest of them, I don't know. But when I watched Surviving R. Kelly, they have a Surviving Diddy. I didn't watch it. When I watched Surviving R. Kelly, though his actions are egregious. If what they say is true, I mean, they convicted him. But they said he was molested when he was a boy. To me, that changed my whole perception throughout. I was able to watch the series and say, okay, he did this, this, and this. If he's wrong, he's wrong. And everybody in the black community, like we grew up in black America knowing R. Kelly was that. We knew that. That was a thing. Everybody saw the R. Kelly tape. That's what it was called when I was growing up. Nobody cared. Let's tell the whole story now. Nobody cared. But when I saw the video in this, I'm in a mature mind now. He was molested, I think, by his sister. Now, we know from the study of psychology that persons who are victims of sexual assault, they have an increased likelihood to act out that behavior. So he never received, according to what they reported, proper treatment for his deformity, his psychological deformity. Now, you take a guy with that psychological deformity who's been abused, and it chances are for people, again, put in those situations, they're more prone to sexual deviance, so on and so forth. You give that person $1 million in popularity. You created a monster. You've given him the recipe to become a monster. This is not to excuse it. And this is not to say that the monster should not be put down. That's not what I'm saying. That doesn't mean that the monster should not be stopped. But at the same time, if we're human and if we're humanly sensitive, we have to ask, what created the monster? He didn't come out of his mama's womb acting like that. Conditions were brought about to make him act like that. So I think that the same thing could be true for the rest of these guys. And that's why I pointed out the political leaders, the T.D. Jakes and such of the world. They know that that stuff is going on. Everybody know. And you don't have one voice of moral clarity in black America. I'm talking about an influential voice saying, hey, guys, it's time to stop this. We don't have one church sermon amongst the popular preachers of our community saying, hey, guys, we got to let this go. Stop. And if you don't, we'll expose you. We can't produce this music anymore. We can't have this foul behavior anymore. We have to change our ways. You don't have that. These people are getting wealthy off of the destruction of their own people. So to me, see, people will say, well, you know, you got to look at the white supremacists, such and such. That's true. I believe white supremacy is a thing. It may not be to the degree that it once was. I agree. But you answer me this question. Do you think the white supremacist is satisfied, or is he happy, or is he pleased with the political people that's swapping room keys, swapping wives? Is he happy with the black leadership not saying anything against this? Is he happy with rap culture, black culture, as is popularly promoted? In other words, these people have become instruments of white supremacy. So while I can say white supremacy produced these conditions, I'm saying that these same ones are also instruments and tools to perpetuate the conditions. So you all work for the white supremacists. The Klan, I'm not afraid of the Klan. I don't have no thought in my mind about the Klan showing to my doorstep. But I do have a fear of my daughter seeing black women. Kamala Harris did this. Put that twerking black lady on the stage to get votes. That's what I have a fear of for my daughter, that is made the standard. When they came out, the same one, when they came out with that song WAP, they invited one of the black African-American lady politicians. She talking about, it's a mark of freedom and this and that. Now, there was a time Dolores Tucker stood up against the rappers. Tupac talked about it. Now we have a generation of political leaders who telling us that WAP and all that is a sign of liberation. That's what I fear for my daughter, because I know that if my daughter or daughters behave in a way reflective of that behavior, chances are they will get venereal diseases, which our women are the leading cases in so many cities. Chances are they will become out of wedlock mothers, and we know the statistics that go along with the children who are the children of mothers who don't have fathers in the home, so on and so forth. That's more of a threat to my immediate circumstance, and that supports the cause of racism and structural racism and white supremacy and whatever else more than the Klan, more than Donald Trump not liking black people. So somewhere along the line, we are going to have to look at our own situation and have the moral courage to say, you know what, this is wrong, guys. So Diddy is not the problem. He's just a symptom, or he's an expression of a greater problem. And that is the failure of leadership and consciousness on too many on the part in our community, too many in our community.
Yes. So we'll take another break and come in with a musical interlude. So listen carefully, listen keenly, even if you're vexed. Yo, this concert was performed in London, a place called the Rainbow Centre, the Rainbow. See? Authentic, original, no copy. I will love it. See? Oh, really, what I'm trying to say is all that was spoken about earlier, just now, they're heathens. What have we and the minister, I'm throwing stones, done about the heathens? He met with them. He met with them. But if you put a mirror reflective on Libya, and at the time that he did that, who was receiving sanctions? The bank account was frozen politically. So alternatives needed to be found. Now that's just speculating. One shouldn't do that. But you're throwing stones at W.D. Muhammad. And we have glass house. And so do you. You see? Not the whole house, but we have windows and doors. You understand? So if you have to deal with a calamity, please accept another calamity. A calamity will come your way. You understand? Because this is just human nature. So we just spoke about leaders in the music fraternity called rap. But you all saw right there in the States how they were living, how they're performing, how they're acting, how they were behaving. Nobody speak out and said that have to stop. None of those shows were banned because there were other people who were sponsoring and who were dictating what those young men and women did. And it was for dollars, money. We had the gold chains, we had the mad rings, we had the exotic cars, and they show you some great engineering feats, because many of those cars that was bunks in it was African American men who did that. But when someone is saying to do this song, take off your clothes, and someone is saying to do this, throw alcohol all over her, and then someone is saying, better still, urinate on her. Now, the people who are sponsoring, managing, and distributing and making these videos, their people don't do that. Their people don't even go to the same regular school as everyone else, even here in Europe. You cannot see their legs. You can only see their fingers and their faces. They go to the extent of buying wigs instead of covering their hair like a nun or like a Muslim. They buy wigs. But their skirts, their dresses are down to their ankles. But yet still, they ask for our girls to take their clothes off. Do you remember Salt and Pepper, son? The only group that escaped them was Public Enemy. Okay. Oh, this is Bob Nestor Marley. Hey, family, don't tell YouTube to block me, star. Come on, man. You all have so much royalties. No, come on, man. Love me.
Rise up, falling fighters. Rise and take your stance again. He who fights and run away, live to fight another day. At the heathen that day, to put the heathen that day. At the heathen that day, on the wall of the heathen that day. As a man, so shall he reap. And I know that talk is cheap. But the hotter the battle, come a sweeter to victory. How do you heathen that day? On the wall of the
Yeah, we're dangerous, you know. We can't get dangerous no more. So here we go again. Come here. Right here, Map. Bye-bye.
matter what they do, they keep on coming.
Hold on, Bob. Hold on, come back here. Come back here, Bob. Right here, right here.
Trevi got a job to do, and he's got to fulfill that mission. To see his hurt will be their greatest ambition. But we will survive in this world of competition. Cause no matter what they do, they keep on coming through. And no matter what they say, they did it every day. But the train rides again through the mystics of tomorrow. The train rides again. Have no fear, have no sorrow. All in all you see I want is to fight against the Rasta man. So they build their world on great confusion to force on us the devil's illusion. But the stone the builder refuse shall be the head cornerstone. And no matter what game they play, we've got something they can never take away.
Teach, Bob. May I tell you, man, can't take it away no matter how them try. You understand? Them disregard we, disrespect we, undermine we, and some of us I help them to do it also. You understand? But sure, these are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and there's some righteous people, God-fearing people, stable-minded people, loving people, moralistic people. We will prevail. Now, I tell you, all the disasters that we've experienced and the things that we've gone through. Don't bow out. Stand strong. You have to have a belief in something. And the belief is in that there's a God. Because if they weren't so, where did you get your oxygen and I too? Where did we consume this water? You understand? And all the delicacies in the world that we need. Which of the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty, O mankind, can you deny? So stop, run up your mouth and start thinking, because there's nothing that we provide on this earth but pain and disaster. And that's not our purpose of life. You understand? Seriously. So when you look at it, those little trivial nonsense that we do, pollute the air, make weapons, create wars, take what we think that we need more than the people them who resides on that piece of land. What's this? What is this? Stop it, man.
So we talked about problems with the African American community. What about the culture? Rap culture, street culture, etc.
Rap culture is perhaps the biggest problem. You know, we mentioned earlier family perception, family education. But in terms of the dominant influence over our life is hip hop culture, rap culture. And rap culture is devilish. It's from the devil. Everything that Satan puts before humanity as a means to cripple humanity, you find it in rap culture. Arrogance, ego, sex without marriage, intoxication, murder, disrespect of parents, disrespect of neighbor, stealing. These are like the 10.
And yesterday, me tell you, walk slowly down Chicago. Slowly. Take off your bow tie. Don't forget to also walk slowly through Brooklyn, New York. Don't forget to walk slowly through Detroit. And don't forget to walk slowly through Harlem. And question yourself. Assess and evaluate yourself. Assess and evaluate yourself. But when you get to Chicago, make sure you visit the cemetery and find those headstones or plaques that start from 1980. And look at the years of the deceased. And then keep following that train. And then ask yourself, don't condemn Imam Worthy Muhammad and anyone like us. Ask yourself, could any of these murders could be avoided? Ask yourself, do you know if they either hear any message? Ask yourself, who was mentoring? Why were we our children working the street when they're supposed to be working at school or college or university? Why were they so busy in narcotics? Why were they so busy in guns? Why was it so easy for them to take life and they can't make life? Come on, speak. Speak. Check yourself.
Commandments, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. You see what I'm saying? The whole you find it in rap culture. Arrogance, ego, sex without marriage, intoxication, murder, disrespect of parents, disrespect of neighbor, stealing. These are like the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. You see what I'm saying? The whole you shall not have no Lord before me.
And now you're going to be saying you're generalizing. Of course. I've only given you 4 districts. And you know more, because you know New Jersey for one. Alabama, where my family is, for 2. Mississippi for 3. Come on, man, we can keep moving. So don't use the term that this ignorant is generalizing. We did it to ourselves. So it's generalizing based on us and our stats. We can't hide from it. But you can walk down Chicago slowly and question yourself. Question yourself. Don't forget, take the bow tie off so you don't feel that you have an allegiance not to weakness the truth that's before you. It's just a symbol that keeps you in a straitjacket and blinds you at the same time because you don't want to be rational. You do not want to assess and evaluate progression. And that's all I'm asking. Check your progression. Don't throw aspersions to W.D. Muhammad.
The Jews call us the Noahides, you know. They have the 613 commandments. We have the 7, the Noahides. That's for all of the other descendants of Noah. That's not our language in Islam. That's their language. Some of them even say the Prophet Muhammad is the perfect leader for the Noahides. So he is the last prophet for you all. That's how they put it. But anyway, if you go to those basic laws, you know, we break all of that. In rap culture, not black culture, but rap culture. But unfortunately, rap culture even pervades black culture. Look how Kamala Harris brought all those debaucherous rappers. Sexy, no, not Sexy Red. What's the Glorilla? Her name is Glorilla, after a gorilla. After so many years, we were called monkeys. In 2024, we have rappers called Glorilla, female now. Megan Thee Stallion. After so much, as much as our women have been objectified, and we talk about, oh, Thomas Jefferson had slaves, and we'll talk and then turn on Megan Thee Stallion, that whore Jezebel. These are types in the Bible. So you have the prostitute who repented, who was with Jesus. So you have these different types that they present the female as. But you have the Jezebel. The black culture for the female is the Jezebel, city girls. They call them Jezebels. The black man, he been off base in rap culture. He's talking about how he has this and he has that. He's worshiping himself. So the rap culture is poison. It's poisonous. It's toxic to the spirit, not only of black people anymore. Its toxicity has spread out everywhere. And like I said, it's really entered into all of culture, all of our culture as a people. So to the point where the people, our people, I have to agree, I won't say his name, he's a popular speaker, but he has a sort of a hood, ignorant persona. But most of his talking points, not all of them, but many of his talking points are correct. These people worship these people. They are their gods. They are their idol gods. They worship those rappers. So much so that if you speak out against the rapper, you're condemned. You can be a lover of humanity. You can be a pious man, a family man. And if you speak out against the rapper, you're an enemy of so many, not all, but so many in the black community. So the African American people then are really not all of us. I want to keep saying that because I don't want to offend those who are not guilty of this. But far too many of our people are just outright hypocrites. They're hypocrites. How can you listen to that music? That girl start that song talking about one orifice is pink and the other one is brown. No one in humanity should have listened to her for forever after that. She started the song like that. But she's a figure. They worship these people. And the male rapper, he promotes lesbianism. He promotes, like I said, drug use and everything. So what is this? Let's get to the real issue. And this is what I meant earlier about how people are reading these narrations from scripture like a child. When black people came from the South, actually when we brought here slavery, those children that were born into slavery were innocent. They were not guilty of anything. They were not guilty of their condition. When our foreparents were living in the South trying to make a way for themselves, in large part our people were Christian. They were church people. It doesn't mean that they had perfect behavior, but they knew that there was a God. There was a time when you could still shame somebody and say, you know, God don't like the way you're behaving. We went up north. We got money in our pocket from being accepted into broader society. And in large part, we lost our way. That's how today, that's how, are we still eating from that tree Adam ate from? You better believe it. The African American, I'm speaking about us now. I'm not talking about any other group. These other groups, we can have, there's a reading for them, but I'm speaking about us now in light of what you said. Far too many African Americans, the culture, rap culture, black culture is like the tree of corruption that man ate from. And they lose their innocence. They lose their purity. They lose their righteousness. In the Quran, it says they came out of their clothing and their shame was exposed. And the wisdom in that, as suggested later on in that surah that says they came out of their clothing, it says that it lets us know that their clothing was the clothing of taqwa. God consciousness, they translate it, but it means a fear and a sacred reverence for God, a reverence for family, a reverence for things that deserve respect. The more a people or a person give themselves to sin and disobedience, really, because we were Christian, we weren't all Muslim, but we knew what was right and wrong. We knew about not having sex outside of wedlock. We knew about dressing a certain way. Our women even covered their hair in many instances. That's why those old black women, you know, an old black sister, she got them little hair things, church hats. That was a thing among us, modesty. All of that has been done away with. So as the generations have gone on and on, we've been feeding from this tree. And just like that first man had failed, look at the collapse of our communities. Look how our communities become more and more unlivable. So much so, even though we gave a critique of them in one of the previous recordings, you can understand why so many do move out if they're successful. Because so many of that's a real thing. You've tried to live among your people, and you park your nice new car that you earned by your hard work and righteousness and all of that, and you wake up next morning, it's gone. Because the Tay-Tay and them done took it and stripped it for parts. So this is a real thing too. So the descent of Black America, as Black America has fed upon the tree of oppression. That's how it was given in the Quran, so to speak. وَلَا تَقْرَبَ هَذِهِ الشَّجَرَةَ فَتَكُونَ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. You will become an oppressor to your own soul. Why? Because you made the choice to eat from that. You didn't have to do that. So we can't really blame poverty for crime because we was always poor. We were always poor. We have to blame our choices that we have made. So the hip hop culture should really be outlawed. Rap culture, unless it changes, it should be outlawed. It's probably the most cancer. It's one of the most cancerous forces in American society now, and it's reached the whole world. And there's songs I like. You know, I'm a human. You can play a song for a child and they'll start, a baby. They just know automatically to start moving to the rhythm. So obviously there's things that are catchy. But if we would be frank and if we would be honest, all we have to do is ask the question, what redemptive value has come to us from all of this? Tupac is still the hero. But he was killed. Eazy-E, the father of gangster rap, died of AIDS. And look at, you fast forward. Nipsey Hussle, dead. King Von, dead. Lil Durk just got locked up. So many no-name rappers dead. Julio, or whatever his name is, dead. Dead. These people, it's not like these are the pinnacle. These guys are the pinnacle of success. So what is being put before us? Death. Death. DMX, dead. Black Rob, dead. They're just all dead. Who do we know that's made it through? But a very few, like Jay-Z and Puffy. But look at Puffy. Might as well be dead. Good as dead. That's how you, because they've sold their soul to the devil, the real devil. So we don't see redemptive value coming from that. And they've used hip hop culture as see, here's what we have to understand. Blacks were always angry, men. But we produced Frederick Douglass in our anger. We produced a Malcolm in our anger. We produced a Dr. King in our anger, articulated. You don't think Tupac, with that strong voice he had, that thoughtful mind, you don't think under a separate set of circumstances he could have been a powerful orator to pierce minds of young men? But they gave us, manipulative forces gave us these elements in the culture to tie up all of our energy. So these men that would be givers of life and leaders for us, they're givers of death. But they're our leaders. Go and ask the average 15, 16, 17-year-old, can he quote anything from Dr. King? And then ask him, can he quote from King Von? And see who he quotes from. So who's the leader? Dr. King ain't his leader. No. And whoever else, Drake. Yeah, he can't quote. If he's going to say, I have a dream. You have a dream about what? He's going to start rapping about his dream. He's going to quote Drake. Ask the young girls, who can they quote? They'll quote The City Girl. They'll quote Sexy Red, Glorilla. They don't know anything about Maya Angelou. So who's their leader? Who's their leader? And not only that, they pattern their look after these people. We never saw black girls with blue hair, red hair, orange hair, tattoos all over the place. This is a signal being sent out through the cultural apparatus to reach their minds and make them say, oh, I want to, don't know. You think a baby says, oh man, I want some blue hair. That's a signal sent into them. We have little children. They're not running around wanting blue hair and tattoos. You have to be formed that way. And that's what has happened.
Yes. So who's controlling photosynthesis? Who's controlling it? And also the shining sun. Without failure and without photosynthesis and osmosis, there's no food, there's no health on earth. Did you realize that? Did you anticipate that? Or did you read that? Did you find that anywhere? Come on, scientifically? Seriously. Okay. Yo, Mali family, don't let the people them strike me. I mean, just need to make this man understand some things. You see?
We don't
Watch it. Things in times, man. Culture expression. Serious.
No, we don't need no more trouble. No more trouble.
Nestor Marley.
We don't need
Tough Gun. Wailers.
no more trouble.
Reggae music. man, them know say that one they make millions, so they would have turned around and say, you know what, there was some inquiries and we have to block you. So here what now? We are going one more after this, I think, and we're gone. Guidance, come here. Telling you, man, you see it there? You find a nice sister, you know what I mean, in our communities when we there grow. A pure respect, not disrespect. Because after all, it's a woman's wound that bore us. And she's called mother.
Oh gosh, do-do-be-do-be-do-be-do. Oh yeah, going, going, going. Never falsely accused, no man in this time now. If you do, you'll be weak and faint, covered with bruises from head to foot. You'll be your big man. Oh gosh, you'll be your big man. Unanointed and unbound. Said you had no abiding place. Oh, can't you see that you're leaving? Yet you're a healthy man. Oh gosh, I said you'll be a weak man. Whoa, a weak man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh gosh. No man in this life now. If you do, you'll be weak and faint, covered with bruises from head to foot. You'll be a weak man. Whoa, a weak man. Yeah, unanointed and unbound. Said you have no abiding place. Oh, can't you see that you're living, yet you're unhealthy man? Oh gosh, I said you'd be a weak man. Whoa, a weak man. Yeah. Yeah. Don't trust your shadow after dark. Don't even in daylight. Never trust no shadow after dark. No way, no.
See it there? You can't trust shadow after dark. I tell you, man, and the way you behave, star you go on so. Yeah, we say guidance, Marcia, Aisha, what you say? You love me still? MashaAllah.
Why, yeah.
Yo, Aisha, one day you want to tell them, say, oh, you qualify for age, you know. You understand? Because that's another thing them put out there. A whole heap of nasty talk them attack and everything. You understand? So one of them day you have to just come and just make them understand maturity. See? Okay, Aisha. And we attacked 1400 plus years ago, and we not taught today, so don't get it twisted. Aisha, let them know say you're well grounded in education and fertility and all them something there when you come up and explain to the world confusion, endless illusion. Come here. Dennis.
Why, yeah.
What do you mean? Sing.
When the spring is around,
Guidance.
it gets me turning fall out is in the air.
Yvonne
Young hearts will be
and family.
burning
Respect.
for hope and faith.
Set a slide power.
I said they've all got a bed.
Eustace, Georgie,
Yeah, hey,
Mr.
you're
Foster.
asking me how I know. I've been that way before, and the heart aches and pain. I have to pay
Slide power, you know?
for the girl I love. Has turned her back on me.
Should never do a thing like that, Aisha.
Hey, and I said to myself that I'll never love again.
I told you, Marcy, I told you.
Whoa, hey, whoa,
Biba, yeah, you see when we play them songs there, reggae music, you know, and you know that already, Afro culture. So when I leave it, then we not go on like no vulture. You understand me? And when you listen to what our parents and others have done, huh? If you listen to what they have done with very little resources, but you see the morality and the consistency of that is what brought us this far. You understand? So now, your American producers and the influences has interfered with us. And because we are lacking of institutions of our own in the diaspora, you've been able to influence them into money and decadence. Now we are pure naked women and pure vulgar young men. You have corrupted us. You have corrupted us. And who is you? African Americans. And this is not general terms. This is all of you who deal with what plain amusement. You've influenced our children. You've influenced our islands. And pure decadence. We can't see how we're going to recover. We cannot see it. It's paining us. It's paining us. Even our elder women have joined the young ones. Now it's common. A party. And the females are literally naked. That's not us. But now it's the norm. So what is our politicians them doing about decency in society? We're in pain. Guidance. Come here. Daddy. Come on, Dad. Yeah, man. Daddy, I tell you. I say, Charlie Chaplin. We can't go Chaplin, man, because the Chaplin at my one place, not at my fingertips. You understand me? So, yo, make the circuit, you know what I mean? I make people them know, say, we there, you know? And we are struggle, and we don't make no trouble, but we have to represent to the best of our ability that which we are part of, and will remain so until our death. You know, legal death. You know, no, not death where somebody come say about them a square up and take away life. You know what I mean? We're not in that. You see? So Al Islam is from the womb to the grave. You see? So Dennis Emmanuel Brown, Yvonne and family, yo, enough respect. And the Sir Lloyd Power families, enough respect. Islington, your son soon come, God willing. You understand me? We're gonna do a live kitchen, kitchen and conversation.
Let there be light, for there is light deep within your beautiful eyes. Let there be light, for there is light deep within your ebony skin. Whoa, my beautiful cultural woman.
See, I know I say them, hey, them supposed to cry, but them to blow hair and, you know what I mean? G strings and sometimes you look upon the man, them, you see, they become desensitized, you know. Seriously, the man them become desensitized. So I don't know how them treat them personal partner. I don't understand that. But them look desensitized. They must stand up. Yeah, they just drinking the Hennessy and whatever not them a drink. And I'm telling you, there's something else coming and it's going to be dangerous, whatever it is, because the mill around these people in the same space, them, I don't know, man, my eyes just could be deceiving me. They look very desensitized. So I say to myself, what could be going to happen in time coming? Because if that's the way the man them is reacting, are they clones? I don't know. There's something very odd, very strange to the eye, and the eye and the eye. Oh man, it's strange. I don't know. I asked my mother, you know, and she said they provoke one another so much that the man don't see the woman and the woman don't see the man, but yet still she take advantage of him. And it's true. Because when you look upon how the women them behave, the women them just entice the man to jump on them. You know what I mean? get up high in the air and, and jump off speaker box or some table. Huh? I don't know why they don't go martial arts, man. They're supposed to do a kind of Wing Chun and I tell you. But you know, we are serious now. The government, the government, the government, the culture attaché, the minister, yo, all those people them supposed to get sacked. You understand? But then again, society seems to legislate and them something that is a shame. Hey, Sugar Man, hey, your children is having a problem with some of the people that try to start the wealth that you left on this earth, you know. Man, I tell you, man, them need support. Them need some serious support. Man, I tell you. Some people are bandling your children, them. So me I say, guy, hey, yo, don't come after me, you know. What happened to you? You know, see? Okay. So me I go play your struggles for them. I go make them know say that we know say them a fight a hard battle. Struggle, come here, Sugar.
Struggling time is monopolized. Struggling time, someone you better mind your time. Oh, yes, the struggle is on. Oh, yes, the struggle is on. Leading up to Armageddon, leading up to Revelation. 'Cause Jaja of them in the region, down in the valley of decision.
Okay. So we are for this, say what? Martial say, I knew you was going to do that. Oh, you really did? Okay. So we do that for a good reason, though, because the people, them, they hear them type of tune there on a regular basis, you know what I mean? And the children, them, sugar children, them, they are struggling. They are struggling. They're not struggling in life, you know. They must struggle for their father assets, and they must struggle with people them that them just getting to know. Because they've been approached. And the one and two that they thought they knew, they never really did. Because now they must see a different face, a different attitude. You understand? And the most important thing has not been done by the children, them, you know, because they're innocent. You understand? Which is paperwork. 'Cause, you know, you need paper trail in this world here. You understand? Over a long period of time, star. You know what I mean? Come all the 70s and everything. If you don't understand copyright and paper trails and all them something there, receipts and all them something there. Yo, we make the rhythms, then we make the money, but other people, especially the ones that don't look like us, that know everything about copyright and royalties, and them are inherit, and we don't know them. We never know them. You understand? So, when me I play here upon this thing here, reggae music, is a multi-billion-dollar and pound industry that we ain't benefiting from. Other people them come and take the veterans them economical values. What's a shame. And this was the music that was rejected by the world acclaimed distributors and promoters, the whole that music industry. Them never want to know nothing about reggae. You understand? But one thing we didn't realize that every now and again they want to boost certain individuals. Them come and get one of the females them and them sing a song and the one song in them become a hit song, and then we hear about these people's name, not the persons them who sing the thing, you know. The people them who are try push themselves in the music industry. But them not live in the working class area. Them buy places in suburbia. And the people, them, the females them who sing the song, them can't take a ratty taxi. Them can't even run a Uber right now. Them can't take a taxi. So it's just memories before everybody finish up in a mental asylum because them well stressed. You understand? And a reggae music, you know, that they refused. You understand? And you go all of Europe, you see how former European people, Japanese people. Well, the Chinese people always treat we good in the reggae music thing. I don't know about Japan. Anyway, I don't know the distinction between the two, because maybe some of the people we call Chinese, or we view them as Chinese, maybe Japanese. We don't know. You understand? But up to there, they've been respectful and dutiful, morally, ethically, and financially too. Yeah, Miss Pat, me not big you up just for that, you know. Your husband and me were good friend long time. Clive is a very sincere, upright, full person. And my record box is you, Miss Pat. Because when Clive gone on them rounds, you make sure that we get what we need. You understand? And if there's any options going, Miss Pat, with the with what you call the thing? The charts, yeah? Randy's charts. I have enough. You understand? So she be entitled to some serious money. You understand? Seriously. Because you used to run a chart. Yes. Yeah, man. Pre-release and unreleased chart. Randy's. Oh, gosh, man. And different color. Yeah. Oh, I can't tell everybody everything. You understand? So, why me I say all of this, you know, me I look for a tune and I can't see so much tune, but yo, Alton. Yeah, man. Let me go back to Alton Ellis. Sugar. The children them good, man. Come here. See, talking about Clive, talking about the chin, talking about Chinese. Come on, man. This one here must be starting at all £250 in an option. Proper, original label, no scratchy, don't watchy, everything. Aquarius, stop it. Come.
My little daughter is a good daughter. Oh, my little daughter.
A gun, because that one is in one of your charts. You understand? Okay, guidance, you gone. Miserable young man. Me young, me old now.